Yarn wall hangings have become extremely popular in the past year or so, and I'm going to show you how to do one today on a budget. So to begin, I went to Dollar Tree and picked up one of these tiki torches, and I'm simply going to cut it off. If you are lucky enough to live in a wooded area, you could just grab a nice long stick, maybe 2.5 to 3 feet. So I just kind of snap this end off, and I'll be using this as my base. So as you can see here, the end I cut off is really rough and the other one is smoother, but I like it because that's what I would find out in the woods. One end might be bad, one end might be good. Both ends might be bad, both ends might be good. You just never know what you're going to pick up. So there's no reason to fret over it not being perfect, because you wouldn't find a perfect piece out in the woods either. So for this project, the yarn I'm going to is my usual, and this is the Karen Sprinkle Cakes. The reason I have a plethora of this yarn is because I am constantly looking for a yarn deal. I'm constantly looking for yarn sales and deals, and I luckily found these in a Michael's grab bag. So basically they only cost me $1 a skein, a little bit less. Michael's had yarn bags that had 5 skeins of this yarn and a few other little trinkets inside. Always keep an eye out whenever you go to your local Michael's. See if they have these grab bags, or sometimes they have grab boxes. You never know what treasures you might find inside. You could also use yarn from Dollar Tree or any other kind of yarn you find on sale. This is a thick, super bulky yarn. If you are using a thinner yarn, like such as a 4 worsted weight, you'll want to use more strands than I do in this project. First, I want to cut my strands of yarn, and for the length that I'm wanting for my project, I'm going to be cutting pieces that are 3 times the length of my stick. So I'm going to measure this out here, and it does not have to be exactly even. Once again, that adds to the charisma of the project. So I've cut 1 strand, and now I'm going to use this strand as my measuring strand for cutting the rest of the yarn. For the size of yarn, I'm going to do 6 strands per group. So let me go ahead and cut 6 of these. So now I'm going to take this bunch of yarn and I am going to double it over to make it even as possible so that I can attach it onto my stick. You can go under and pull through, or you can go over top and pull through. It's a personal choice. Just make sure you do it the same way throughout the whole project. For me, I'm gonna go under, then just stick your fingers through the hole and grab up the rest of the yarn to create your knot. So now that I've pulled that through, I'm gonna tighten up the knot. When we actually go to hang this is gonna be the back side. Let me flip it over here so you can see the front. So once again, I'm placing my yarn under the stick, bringing up the loop and putting my fingers through that to grab the yarn and then pulling the yarn through. So now we just keep doing that over and over until you get as much yarn on there as you want. You want to leave some room on both sides so that your stick does show, and so that we can attach some twine so that we can hang it up. Pause right here. As you can see, I did go through a skein, and now I'm going to switch to a new skein. I do think there's enough of this gray that I can get a 6-bunch strand, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you see this leftover pink over here, that's what it actually started with, but there definitely wasn't enough to do a strand, and you could go either way. I just felt like the pink was too bright at this point in the project. Now I'm just going to take some twine and tie it on both ends so that I'm able to hang it up on the wall. So this is a very fun, easy, inexpensive decorative item to make for your home. You can change this up. You could cut it straight across. You could put a chevron, a little bit of a zigzag design in the bottom. You could do some braids, some twists, however you want to personalize it and make it your own. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll be able to get notifications when I release new videos.